Guys, I think it's time for us to start the conversation. Let me just see if we can. I think you can hopefully all see me now. Am I correct? Yes, I think you can see me now. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So hopefully you've enjoyed a little bit of music with us, but let's not move into the right thing. So welcome everybody. So welcome to our conversation. So we're gonna have some great time together today and talking about these topics. So how do you actually scale your business, reinforce it, and hopefully take it to Europe for some of you who are actually very interested. So why at all are we doing it? So the reason I want to do it is very simple, right? Because I know there is a lot of people building companies in the space, renewables energy, so and also beyond. I've done it myself. So they go into some struggle. But usually what I say to people is you want to grow your company, if you want to grow your business, so you need to be making sure that you getting the right information, because the right information can really help you to accelerate significantly the business. And I know what I'm talking about, right? So it took me some time before I can really start getting my company to grow, right? So I would say the first 3 to 4 years, I was stagnating up until I decided, okay, it was time for me to go and engage the right people, take the right mentoring program for me to take off. And if you've been to many of my programs before, I've said that in the past, I've invested a lot of money so far. So probably about 50,000 over the last 7 years I've been around with the business. More if you're just talking about my own personal development. But clearly, guys, this is what is needed for you to really take off. A lot of people sometimes will say they want to take their business to $1 million business and beyond, and they're not even ready to invest for $1,000, £1,000. Guys, it doesn't make sense, right? So what we want to do here, I want to help you see how help you obviously take this step forward with your business, especially in the renewables energy. So this is why I've convened this conversation. So who is it for? This is for startups. This is for SME. It's for any business who is willing to listen to what some professionals have to say, listen to what could be the right information out there to help them take that forward. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to be together all the way until the top of the hour. So what 2 p.m. if you're in British Standard Time, or 1 p.m. if you're in GMT, or wherever you are, right? So that's what we're going to do. But let me not talk too much. First of all, welcome everybody. So we're going to have a great session here. So I'd like you, all of you, to make sure that you interact as much as possible. But the most important thing, guys, keep your mind open. Keep your mind. Don't just say, I know it all. I've seen it all. This doesn't work. This won't work. Listen to what you're hearing. Question yourself and ask yourself the question: what if it was actually correct? Yeah, and then it hopefully will take you toward the right path. So let me allow my couple of colleagues here. I have Kobe, who I would like him to introduce himself. But before I do that, so what is the program that we're gonna go through? I think maybe I should have started there, guys. So all excited, I didn't get a chance to do it. So the program that we're gonna have very briefly. So the welcome, this is what I'm doing with you right now. So and after that, I have a very short poll that I want to run to you. And obviously, we're gonna introduce the speakers, and we have a presentation and Q&A session, and then we're gonna be wrapping up. And I'm very much, as I say, hoping that I would get as many of you to participate. But to test that right now, I like to have all of you please taking the survey, the short survey that we have here for you. It's only 2 questions, but I like many of you to participate, if not all of you to participate. And you will see the question will pop up right now. Yeah. And what they say, the first question says, would you like to scale your business in Europe and especially in the DACH region? So we're talking about Germany, Austria, Switzerland. I think Liechtenstein as well as part of it. So respond to that. There's a yes, no, I don't know. Please tell us what you think. And after that, would you like to be a member of the GVI to accelerate your company, be ready for investor, and to scale your business? Again, your participation will be great here. So please answer to the best of your ability. So there's no right or wrong answer here. There's only your answer. And I'd like to know what it is, please. And that would be great. I could see already. So great. I have, oh, brilliant. I have already 10 people participate. Thank you, guys. That's what I like. Proactive audience. I know there are people on LinkedIn, and also on YouTube. You probably can't vote it because we're on Zoom in here. But please, in the comments, you can respond to that. You can just say question 1 is a yes, question 2 is a no, or whatever it is, yeah? And we find out. Let me give it another 30 seconds or so for people to vote. And after that, oh, by the way, talking about voting. So in the UK, so there is the prime minister election now. So so it's very much about voting. And in France, I think over the weekend as well, they're voting, and probably in some other countries as well. So, but it's always good to, whenever you have the chance to vote, right, to express your opinion. Yeah. And I'm not here to judge your opinion, wherever it is. Yeah. So just make sure that you make your voice heard. And if there are people that are on social media, please take a link. Let me just share the link of our webinar here, and I'd like you to promote it right now, yeah, so that we can get as many people as possible to join this fantastic session we are into. Yeah, so we will do that. So okay, I think enough people have voted, so I think it's time for us just to stop it and to share the results so that we can get some idea. Shall we wait for another 5-10 seconds? Yeah, let's do that. And after that, we've been voting now for 2 minutes. Yeah. So let me take it to 3 minutes. and after that I'll stop it. So there's another 30 seconds. I'm looking at the clock in here, telling me So and we got 16 people who voted. So that's very nice. So and we can see the result. I'm sure Kobe wants to see the result. And Alexandra as well. So are people interested by GVI? This is the question. So yeah, what we do. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we stop it. And the poll. So now let me share the result. Hopefully you could you see the result? Is it visible? Yeah, okay, it's visible. Excellent. So what it says in here is, so would you like to scale your business in Europe, in that region? So we have 75% people saying yes. There's a 13%, two people say no, no interest at all. That's fine. We have to respect it. Some people say, I don't know. Fair point. Yeah, maybe they haven't heard enough. Now that's fine. So Kobe, Alexandra, you have to work hard for that. But look at that. So would you want to be a member of GVI to accelerate your business? So 71% saying yes. So no, there's I like to know who is the no. Interesting. And I don't know for. Fair point. So excellent. Thank you very much, guys. I really, really appreciate. So that's what I like. People contributing, participating, and it's really it's really helpful. So Kobe, so a comment on that, and also if you take the chance as well as you're commenting to introduce yourself, please. Kobe, you're on mute. We still can hear you, Kobe. Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I can help you. Yeah. So I want to see, because at the moment I can't hear you. You should be able to. Okay, let me see.
Oh, now it's okay.
Okay, now it's okay. Yeah, now we can hear you. Go ahead.
Great. Thank you very much, Tony, for the invitation. Thank you very much, Alexandra, that you join us from Austria. We are based in Austria, but we are in different offices. I'm in international place that called Social Hub Vienna, and Alexandra in her office in District 22. So thank you very much for this invitation. I'll be very glad to introduce myself and Alexandra shortly because we have a very short time and we would like to be very straightforward with this session and to update the audience what is the opportunity that we have now in Austria and remind you that we are now starting July 2024. We have only 5 months to finish this year and to start the new year. And in these 5 months, we have a lot of money available for foreign startups, international startups that would like to come to Europe. Actually, we have much more than 150 million euro available for companies. So I'll be very glad to introduce myself shortly. I'm 62, originally from Israel. I served in the Israeli Army 25 years, holding business administration BA from the University of Vermont in US. And after a long time that I decided to go to the business and not to stay in the Israeli Army as Lieutenant Colonel, I decided to build 4 high-tech companies in Israel, are very successful. And in 2015, we built incubator in Israel that helps startups to take their companies from ideation phase to MVP and to extend their business globally with groups of investors. In 2015, I decided to move to Europe. And this is the reason for this webinar, because we saw that in the European market, we have a lot of capital, a lot of public funding in the EU countries, and especially in Austria, that could be available for foreign and international startups, not only for startups that are coming from the domestic market. And when I understood that this is a huge opportunity for companies, for Israeli startups, I decided to move to Poland. I lived in Poland, in Germany, but in the end, I decided to move to Vienna because I saw that the Austrian government are much more friendly for international startups and are much more friendly to help them to succeed in the DACH region. Alexander Gomolosh is the strategic partner of GVI Global in Austria. She's originally from Poland, but she lived in the last years, in 21 years in Germany and Austria. She's speaking German, English, and she brings a lot of value to the companies once they want to come to Austria, because she connects the companies to public institutions, to universities, private sectors, and investors, and help them to apply to the applications that can help you to be in a high positioning in the market and to get the money from the government. In this webinars, we'll talk about the opportunity that we have now here in Austria. I'll be very creative in this session, and because we are talking with maybe startups that are coming from the African market, and I know that is not a place that you are earning salary like we earn in Europe or in US. So we'll be very, very generous in our offering what we can help you or how we can help you here in this region. So allow me to, maybe if you would like, we can start immediately with the presentation of GVI. I don't hear you.
Okay, now you can hear me, right? Excellent. Yes. So I'm just going to load the presentation right now. And why I'm doing that, what I'm just going to say to people online. So please, guys, in the chat, I'd like you guys to introduce yourself, tell us where you're coming from, so what is that you do, and then yeah, and be ready to ask a question or two. There is some background noise. I don't necessarily know what it is, but hopefully we can. If you're not speaking, please go on mute. So that'd be much appreciated. So like I said, I'm going to share the presentation. Introduce yourself, and then please make sure as well that you reach out to us. Somebody already asking the question. Harsh Septi, who's a Harsh, I think if you can keep your question for 10 minutes or so, I promise you we're going to come to you. Is it okay, Harsh? Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's great. And guys, make sure that you sign up with us, on the subscribe to our YouTube channel. But let me share the presentation from Kobe right now. Kobe, I'm just gonna bring it to you in a second. I'm just looking for it now, and we should be able to do it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I think I have it. I share that. Let me know if you can see my screen. And I'm just going to go right at the. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine, Kobe. So there you go.
Thank you very much. So guys, I would like to introduce myself with regards to GVI. GVI Gold Ventures Investment is a global investment advisory company. We started the incubator in Israel 2015, and today we are a global investment advisory company that's working with more than 30 partners around the globe. We are working with partners that they have access to investors in their region. They have a lot of expertise how to build startups from the beginning, from the early stage to MVP, and to take them to the global market. And they have not only the knowledge and the experience, actually they have the connections to public institutions and potential clients. I mean, enterprises, small businesses that can be potential clients of your product. And they are located in all the continents. Actually, in Africa, we have more than 6 partners. We are working with partners in the US, 15 partners in Europe, 4 partners in Asia, and 4 partners in Latin America. And in this way, we built a very huge network that the main mission, the main vision of GVI, next slide, please, is to help the companies to improve their success rate when we are talking about bringing startups to the global market and to help them in fundraising. Please, if you can move to the next slide, Tony.
Okay. 1 second. So next slide, you said. Sorry. It's a bit slow. Oh, I don't know what. Sorry, Kobe. Let me just stop sharing now. I'm gonna reshare, and it's gonna be fine. Yep. This. Okay. I'll go to the next slide.
Yes. Our mission our mission after a long time that I spent a long time journey in a lot of countries to understand what is the reason that startups fail. Our mission is to improve the success rate of startups to succeed. As you know, startups in every country is a challenge that is a challenge to raise money, is a challenge to succeed, and the success rate is almost between 1% to 5%. So most of the startups fail. Our philosophy is that if the companies are willing to learn and to get much more insights from our mentors, from our partners that can help you to take your companies to the next level, we are open-minded and committed to help you in the same way, to help you to raise money from investors, to obtain grants from public institutions, to find clients for you, but it's depend on you. If you are looking only for money, we are not the right place to come. If you are looking for someone that can help you to get much more knowledge, how to do the things right and how to go in the right direction, we could be one of your strategic partners. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So what is actually GVI doing? First of all, we are scouting companies based on our investors' interest and corporate interest. We are looking for companies from early stage that could be in R&D stage, that looking to develop the product or to make any research with universities. From one side. From other side, we are looking for companies that they have already product in the market, and they are now looking for a expansion to take the company to the next level and to bring the company to the right place. This is the reason that we are working with 30 partners. It means that when we evaluate the companies, we are trying to see which is the right place, to bring the company and to start the POC and the pilot with potential clients. And once we have potential clients that can prove to our investors that we can show that we have product market fit, then it will be much more reasonable to raise the money for the investors, for the startups, from our investors, and from other side to minimize the risk of these investors by matching public funding with private capital. Next slide, please. The evaluation process that we are doing is very well professional and well organized with a lot of partners that are involved. We are looking for companies that are ready to share the information with us in order to see what is the market research that you have done, what is the business plan that you build, what is the marketing strategy that you know that is the right place to go. And we are evaluating from all the perspectives. We're evaluating the companies from the marketing perspective, from the business, technology, IP protection, and especially from the technology and the team behind the technology. Because as you know, startup is not only product and market, is the execution phase of the company, how much the founders know how to manage their team and how much they know to lead the project properly with the knowledge that they have. So based on this evaluation process that we are doing with our partners, we classify the companies to A, B, and C. A is a company that are very ready, in high readiness level, the TRL of the product is very high, and now they can approach to our investors. Companies are in a B section, should get much more attention from our side to improve their readiness level. We are trying to see where is the weak points in your company, and we are trying to empower these weak points with our knowledge in order that you can be much more ready to the market penetration or to the fundraising process or to the grant applications. And companies that are classified as C is companies that should be incubated or accelerated with our mentors. And we are going, by the way, to do that virtually in the end of 2024 with strategic partner from Austria. Next slide, please. The last thing that we are doing, of course, is very important, is to inject the company with capital. And our strategy is to minimize the risk of the investors, because nowadays we are in recession time. Recession time, investors are much more hesitant to invest in companies. They are looking for other investors to co-invest. They are looking for public funding that can be available from government, that should be injected to the companies for R&D. And this is exactly what GVI is doing. What we are trying to do is to minimize the risks of our investors. First of all, based on the evaluation process that we are doing and empowering the startups with our knowledge. From other side, we are trying to bring the investor to the stage that they should bring their capital, private capital, and match it with public funding that we bring from the government here in Austria, that should be or could be up to 70%. That is a huge potential for you. For example, if there is any companies here looking for budget for capital for R&D of 1 or 3 million, we can bring 70% of funding or financial instruments from banks or from public institutions that can inject the company with capital that is for R&D, but 30% should be matched with private investor. So what we are doing in this case, GVI holding the stick with 2 points. From one side, we help you to apply to the public institution to raise the public funding from the government, but in the same time, we are approaching to potential investors that could match their private capital with the public funding that you should get from the government. And our success rate is much more than 90%, because we are working with experts that they have much more experience from other people, because they was in this organization, these public institutions that are managing the public funding of the EU. Next slide, please. The formula of GVI is very simple. It's combination of 3 parameters that we are trying to conclude or to match them together. First of all is to, as I mentioned before, we are looking for startups that are looking for knowledge, to do the things right, and open-minded for training, in order to empower the team, to empower the company, to empower the positioning of the company in the market. The second thing is matching of public and private capital and co-investing with other investors. And this is a good opportunity for you if you are already in discussion with investors in Africa or any place. We could be your partner to engage other investors to cooperate with your investors and to minimize the risk of the 2 parties. And the last thing, we are very connecting or very well believe in open innovation in corporates, because some of the times corporates looking for new technologies, and in this case, it's a revised pitching that we organize, that all corporates looking for new companies, and they are now pitching to us what kind of solutions they are looking for. So the formula of open innovation, very smart investment policy, and empowering the team and the companies, this is the uniqueness of GVI. Next slide. One of the things that we are very well believe that is the right concept to work with VCs and investors is to bring their commitment to our desk by being their venture partner. And when I say venture partner, it means that they sharing with us not only their ticket size that they would like to invest or which sectors they would like to invest, they're sharing with us their companies that they have in their portfolio, in order to take them to the next level, to help them in fundraising, to help them to obtain grants for R&Ds, and to help them to expand their business to different places, different countries based on our network. Next slide. From the aspect of the corporates or enterprises, as I mentioned before, our aim is to bring the companies to potential clients to help them to validate the product in the market by setting up POCs and pilots that could be the trigger to engage our investor to these companies. Most of the time, startups looking for funding, but they don't know that looking for funding is not the key point for success. The key point of success is to show to the investor that you can commercialize your product and you can find the right clients that can buy or purchase your venture or your product. And this is actually the main point of what we are trying to do, is to target the potential clients or distributors that can be the strategic partner of your venture. And in this way, the investor could come to our desk and say, okay, we see that this company can generate potential revenue in the following 3-5 years ahead. And in this case, we can close the deal very fast once you are ready to do that in this way. Thank you. Next slide, please. Next slide. So if I want to conclude all the things that we bring to the table as asset of GVI, first of all, we have a huge network. We are not looking actually for startup in a proactive process, because the company is coming to us in daily basis from a lot of countries, from our network, accelerators, incubators, investors. So the deal flow is very, very huge. And we, of course, we are not convincing you to come to us because we have enough deal flow, but of course, we would like to meet every person, every founder that would like to engage with GVI. This is the reason that Tony asked you if you would like to be part of GVI Global Network and to help you to succeed. The second is the due diligence and the evaluation process that we are doing, that actually attract investors to work with us, because we are helping them to shorten the process and to bring the best opportunities to their desk. The third is the investment opportunities or the strategy of GVI that minimize the risk of the investors, as I mentioned before, and the huge network that we have that can co-invest, that we can co-invest with our investors in potential companies. And in this way, the two parties, the two investors that come from different places, can minimize the risk. And of course, the main intention is to bring the return to the investors on one side, and from other side to help the startup to succeed, because the business model of GVI, based on that we are part of your venture, we get some options from the company for our assistant. We get some success fee from the investment transaction or from the commercial agreements that we sign. But in the end of the day, we are with you, like, by the way, in the IDF, as an officer and soldiers, that the officer should be responsible about his soldiers. And this is my perspective. Startups is like soldiers in the Israeli army. And as an officer in the Israeli army, we see the startups part of our company, and we would like to help you if we believe that you are the right person that should bring the product to the market, and open-minded to learn from other people. The main point. Next slide, please. Yes. Yes. Please, if you can share the, yeah.
Okay.
So if, yes. So if I would like to be much more concrete about Austria, what is the opportunity that we have, is that this country decided to open the gate to international startups and to help them to open their subsidiary here in Austria. To open subsidiary in Austria is something that can take 3 weeks. And once you have footprints in the Austrian or in the EU market, and this is the main point of this session, you need to understand that once you are based in Africa, in Cape Town or Johannesburg or Nigeria or in any place, if you don't have any footprints and you can show to the investor that you have intention to take your company to the next level by opening subsidiary, nobody will approach you and invest €1 in your company. So you need to bring your commitment to open your subsidiary. Now, we are not talking about taking your families from Africa to Europe. This is the reason that we built, together with Alexandra, GVI Austria, that should support you. It means that we nominate our managing director from the Austrian ecosystem to be your representative in Austria or in the DACH region. You can stay in Johannesburg or in Cape Town with your partners and with your family, of course, but we take the responsibility to represent you here with our local partners. The second thing that you need to take into consideration, that you cannot get the money from the government and spend the money in Africa. You can spend the money in Africa and cover your cost 25%, but 75% should be cover the cost of the Austrian employees that you should recruit. Now, because you are based in Africa and you don't have any access to human resources that we have here in Vienna, we are helping you to recruit these professionals based on your requirements. And we know how to do that with IT companies or with a promotion of your job description that you sent us. And we interview the candidates for you. And actually, we taking the responsibility not only to recruit the people, is to manage the people with the managing director that will be your representative that speak German and can help you to build the trust with the ecosystem. Next slide. So once we bring the investor to the desk and they know that you have subsidiary in Austria and you have managing director from the DACH region and you have the employees 75% from the Austrian ecosystem, then it will be much more easier to attract them to put the 30% to the 70% that you should get from the government. And this is the key factor for success for startups that looking to take the company to the next level. You have a footprint on the ground, you have people that believe in your idea, you have government behind you, and you have private investors that inject his private capital inside. And all these 4 parameters together actually can help you with our assistant to penetrate the market, to build trust with potential clients, and to generate revenue in addition to the money that you raise from the government and from the private investor. Next slide. So this is the mechanism, as I mentioned before. And in order to help you to get the funding from the government, we are doing the following. You know exactly what you are doing in your company, in your venture. So we give you the template of the application. You put all the information inside. You don't need to invent the wheel because we guide you how to build this application or how to write this application properly with our experts. And then after we reshape it, review it, and give all our inputs inside, we apply to the public institutions together with you. And in the hearing committee that should be in 5th of September or in 5th of October this year, the managing director or your representative that we should nominate for you here in Austria, in Vienna, they will give the answer to the hearing committee that coming from the public institutions. And once they are convincing that you are serious to open your subsidiary here, then you can get the money from the government, and you have 3 months after you get the green lights from the government to open the subsidiary. Of course, if you are doing that before, it's much better because it shows to the government that you have real intention to open the company here in Europe. But from the legal perspective, you can do that after you get the green light from the government. So the risk from your side is very, very minimum, or is minimized by taking the decision to do that only after you getting the green light from the public institution. Next slide, please. For opening the subsidiary in Austria, just to give you a knowledge, what is the cost is 5,000 deposit and up to 5,000 additional for registration and for lawyer, notary, and all the trade license that you should get for your subsidiary in Austria. Next slide. The last thing that I just want to mention, because we are talking with startups in different places, one of the things that we are doing, that is one of the services that we are doing, is that we are proud to say that a lot of governments like GIZ in Germany hire us to build innovation ecosystem in some places that are not so developed, like the Balkan region. And this is something that we already have done in Kosovo with partners, local partners from Germany that based in Prisna. And we took a military base of NATO and convert this military base to be the innovation center of the region that called Balkan region. And this is something that gives us a lot of contacts and a lot of network with government, academia, public institutions, private investors. And this is, by the way, part of what we are doing in GVI in general. So in order to conclude this webinar, I just want to say three things before we move on to the questions or inquiries that you have. First of all, the opportunity that we have now, and we have 5 months only to conclude this year. We have now the opportunity to apply to this public institution up to end of July in order to be ready to the first hearing committee in September. Of course, you can apply after that in August or September, but it means that you should come to the hearing committee in December or in November. And our aim is to utilize the money that's already available here in Austria, because this is the main point of this webinar, to help you to get this money for your company. And in order to do so, maybe Tony, you can share the last slide that we are talking about the membership offering of GVI that can help you. And we know that you don't have the capital to invest like other countries or like other startups from different places. And this is the reason that we decided to change the strategy of GVI and to help you with minimum cost to get maximum value. So what is our offering? Our offering is we would like every company that got the impression that GVI can be the right place to cooperate with, is to help you to be part of our global network, global community, and to join us. And in order to join to GVI, what we can offer to you, and this is the minimum that, because we are bringing a lot of value with our experts, mentors, and consultants, we can support you financially in the way that we take the risk and you pay only commitment fee of 300 euro per month as a basic membership package. But for the 48 hours, if you are serious, I discuss with Tony that we can minimize the cost to 250 euro per month. And this is only for startups that are in this session are with the expectation to be more, to take their companies to the next level, to learn to participate in our events and to participate in our investment session, and to try to help you as much as we can in order that you can get access to our investors, our knowledge, seminars, a business network that we have. So this is the basic membership. The second membership offering is VIP, that is only for companies that are ready to pay 1,500 annual fee, so in one time, of course, but you get bonus of 2 months. Of course, behind this budget, there's a lot of other benefits that you can see here that the companies can get. And this package or this offering that we offer to you is only for companies that joining to these webinars that we organize with Tony, because other startups that coming from Europe or from US, they don't have to pay much more for our value that we give them. But because we know that you don't have the budget, we know what is the standard salary, average salary in your country, we decided to do that in a very, very small budget, but it means that we are taking the risk from our side, and some of the times we need to finance the services that we provide to you, because we believe that you can bring the value to our investors and help you to succeed. So if you have any questions till now, I think that we have 15 minutes. Please ask, and I'll try to do my best to give you the answers.
Okay, thanks for that, Kobe. Much appreciated. Guys, I think Kobe has another 5-6 minutes because he needs to jump into another meeting with a client, because I say this guy's very busy. So I'm just gonna allow you to ask a couple of questions very quickly. I'm just gonna stop sharing here for a minute. But what we're gonna do, so my colleague Brian has actually dropped the link in the chat now. As I say, basically there is a basic membership and it's exclusive, right? So the basic 300 a month, euros a month. If you take it within the next 48 hours, 250 only. So if you want to take more time to think about that, it's 300. But otherwise, you want to go for the exclusive, it's 1,500. You get 2 months additional benefit. That's what the offer is. But let me just take. I think Francis want to ask a question. Francis, I'm going to allow you to. I'm going to lower your hand, but allow you to unmute and ask your question, and then you can take Francis. Oh. Please unmute and ask your question. Please make it brief. Like I say, I like to take a couple of questions before Kobe leaves. Francis.
Thank you very much. This is Francis from West Africa, Ghana. And my business is at idea stage. So I wanted to know how I can be on board at the enhancement and the acceleration part, because that is where I am before I can proceed. Then my second question is, I am in Africa, and you said you can have a partnership or a business in Austria. What I'm going to do is farming. I'm going to do coconuts, cassava, and vegetables. So in that way, is it the coconuts? Because the coconut, the plan is to export it. I'm going to do 5 million.
Yeah. Francis, I think we may have lost you, but I think we got a sense of your question. So apologies, like I say, I just want to make sure that I can take a couple of questions about. So Kobe, Alexandra, could you just respond to that? So Francis, like I say, I've understood your question, the sense of it. I know you didn't get a chance to complete because probably had a Wi-Fi issue. But Kobe, can we respond to that quickly?
Yes, I invite you to come and to join on board to GVI based on this offering that we suggest you to do. And based on that, you can get the value from us, as I mentioned, with all the things that I mentioned before in this presentation. So what we can do is we can set one-on-one meetings with you. Tony, we are open-minded to do that with a guy from Ghana. And we can understand what is his expectation, what he's doing now with his venture in Ghana. And based on this meeting, we can decide how we can help him from our side.
Excellent. So basically everybody, so Brian, what you can do as well, make sure that you send my email address into the chat. All the people interested to have meetings with Kobe, please send me an email and we can arrange that. But please just make sure that you're serious, right? So I think we want to make sure that we make good use of everybody's time. Any other question? I know I have Dr. Harsh Sethi. Do you still have a question? Let me just see if I can unmute him, because I know he had a question at the beginning. Ask to unmute.
Yeah, so my question is, we are at TRL 8 and we already have a patent. So when we are doing this project with you, how the patent is, because the patent is registered in India and we are talking of tests and trials in European Union or maybe other places. So how the patent is protected?
Very simple. You are licensed the patent or the product or the IP to the subsidiary that is owned by you. So you are based in India, but you have a daughter company in Austria, and you just license the IP. The IP is remain on the headquarters, but you license the IP to the Austrian entity. If you develop new product or you should patent a new product in the subsidiary in Austria, it's remain on the subsidiary in Austria for 1 year, and after 1 year you can remove this restriction, and you can move the IP to your company or to any place that you would like. This is the regulation.
So for this grants, we need to first register in Austria, or we can right now, because we are registered in India, we can apply, and then once it is granted, then register in Austria.
This is what I explained. You can start the pre-evaluation, you can start the application. Once you get a green light from the government that you should get the grant, then you have 3 months to open the subsidiary. But at least you have commitment from the government to inject you with the money. So you don't need to open the subsidiary the first time. And we are trying to help you with our assistant to improve your positioning. It means connection to university, connections to potential partners. So the government see that at least you have a footprint on the ground in Austria. But the opening the company can be in parallel to the application, or after you get the green light from the public institution.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Is there any other question that we could take before, like I say, so Kobe will have to jump soon. Is there any other burning question somebody has? Please raise your hand or drop in a comment box. We can take it. And it would be good if you can obviously voice it. That's also better and faster, so we can respond to that. Any other question that somebody wanna ask? Or was there any, Brian, was there any question in the chat? I've not looked at that carefully. If yes, people do ask questions. I don't see any. Brian, were there any questions?
Yes, Tony.
Okay.
Someone is asking.
So who's the person? What's the name?
Prosper.
Prosper.
Yeah.
Let's see if Prosper. I can see Weavem. Prosper. Let me just ask him to unmute. Prosper, I've asked you to unmute if you can, and that's probably going to be the last question before Kobe has to go. So Prosper, can you hear me?
What are you doing?
Prosper, okay, yeah, Prosper now. Prosper, go ahead.
Yes. Okay. My question is,
can you put your camera up if you don't mind, please?
Oh,
it's good to see people.
Like,
if it doesn't work, that's fine.
Let me see. Seems I'm having a problem with my camera.
Okay. Ask okay.
So my question is, how can
From where are you?
I am in Cameroon, Africa.
Okay.
Cameroon. Yes, I was asking whether it is possible for African NGOs, that's non-governmental organizations, to obtain fundings through GVI in Austria, because we promote sustainable development, we fight against climate change, we promote organic farming. So I was asking.
Okay. First of all, the answer immediately that I can give you is yes, but you need to bring something that can contribute to the European market. So you need to convince us that you have something that is maybe not exist, or maybe you have some competitors, but you bring something unique to the market with a lot of value. So, for example, I don't know what is your venture or what is your business activity, but maybe you can say some word or 2 words about it.
Okay.
Yes, Prosper. What is your venture? What organization that you are rolling up?
Yes, in my organization, we promote renewable energy. So we have been working with an Indian company to see
Yes.
how we can bring solar energy of affordable prices to local communities.
First of all, energy is one of the biggest topic in DACH region, just for your knowledge. So everything that is relating to energy, renewable energy, that you can improve the situation in Germany because of the war with Russia. This is the situation that now we are facing, is relevant. So if you want, we can set up one-on-one meetings to understand precisely what you are doing, share with us the information, and then we can say if from a first impression, if we can help you. If not, actually we cannot do nothing, but if yes, we can take it to the next level.
Okay, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much, Prosper. I appreciate that. And Prosper is joining from Cameroon. That's my home country. Excellent. So any one last question? I think couple of minutes, otherwise I'm just gonna I think Dr. Nelly, I can see, make it quick, please, and then we could let Kobe go. That's the last one for you, Kobe, promise. It's just gonna be a couple of minutes. Dr. Nelly.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for this interesting session. I really appreciate it. We have technology that do on-site wastewater treatment, black water, yellow water, as well as grey water. The tank can be put down underground and there's no smell. It's the entire wastewater treatment in one system. And that water is clean on the other side. It can be used either for flushing of toilets or especially for irrigation for vegetable gardens, where we also have these special containers, where even in migration camps and I mean, everywhere where the infrastructure is been broken through floods and the climate change that we experience now, it can be very quickly be installed and reactivated again. Is there any need for something like that, Kobe?
It's amazing excitement. And I think this is something that we would like very much to get much more information. Where are you based now, Nili?
I'm based in Dubai.
Yes.
But at the moment, we work mainly in Africa.
Okay, but you have any footprints in Europe?
No.
Okay, I highly recommend. This topic is very relevant because it's connecting to the ESG projects that we have in Europe, and we have a lot of capital for something that is relating to this topic. But we need to pre-evaluate the company. We need to analyze everything, not only from the technology, from the business perspective. And based on your market research, we need to understand what is the uniqueness. But highly recommend to open your subsidiary in Austria in the DACH market. And I'll be very glad to set the meetings with you, one-on-one meeting, in order to get very fast decision, in order that you can utilize the capital that we have in DACH region for 2024.
Okay, thanks for that. I think there's Ari Green, but I think Kobe needs to go. So I just want Kobe to hear that and can go. And after that, so Ari, can you hear me? Can you unmute yourself very quickly and speak, please?
Yep. Hi, everybody. This is Ari Green from Gigawatt Global. Just a quick question or comment. The second to last person was asking, and you talked about a European presence. Obviously, there's a bit of a disconnect. We're a Dutch company, and we are focused on bringing renewable energy to Africa, utility scale solar and wind projects, and certainly interested in collaborating with and or getting investment from or even grants from any who are interested in promoting these kind of renewable energy projects, small to medium scale projects in Kenya, in Uganda, and Mozambique, and Zambia, and Liberia, Comoros, Guinea, and other countries.
Very
Okay.
interesting, very relevant.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to be in touch with you, Kobe.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Ari, thank you for connecting. So as I say, all the people interested. So either you take a chance, you take a look at the offers, you take advantage of that. We have a special offer. Otherwise, if you want to hear more, not a problem. We understand that as well. Drop me an email. I can connect you with Kobe, and you can talk more. I know Kobe needs to go now, so I think I'm just gonna stay for another 5 minutes to take any other additional question because I could see some of the question here. But your final words, so Kobe, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I just wanted to say before I'm leaving, you have now the offering to join to GVI because our responsibility and our perspective is to help you. Once you bring your commitment to the table with a very small fee, we can bring the value with a big fee to your company, but at least we want to see the commitment from your side. So I highly recommend that Tony will be with you in contact. We'll share with you the link for getting our offering to be based in the basic member or the VIP member. And based on that, we can set meetings and we can take you to the next level. Thank you very much for having us in this meeting, in this event. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Kobe. I know you have to go. I know you have to go, Alexandra, as well. I'm sure we'll have time to properly debrief. But thank you very much for your time, and we'll speak shortly. So, as Kobe is leaving, so like I said, I'm just going to stay on for another 5 minutes just to properly wrap up because I could see there was a question here. I could see there was a question already quickly between from Martin Prosper. There, he was asking what is the difference between GPI and renewables in Africa. Oh, the difference is we are two separate organizations where we partner in here. So essentially, I know what GVI can do with their network and how they're helping SMEs, startups, to grow, to blossom. And then, and I thought, okay, I know as well there are a lot of, let's say, very innovative businesses in Africa that actually want to grow. So this is the opportunity because as I'm saying to you and people that have companies that have succeeded will tell you the same thing. So for you to get your company to succeed, you need to have the right information, the right kind of support. In order for you need to invest into your company to take it. Otherwise, you're simply gonna. Would you mind going on mute if you don't mind, please? I think there is a noise that I'm hearing. Oh, Brian, if you could see where the noise comes from. Because it's a little bit disturbing. Sorry, guys. I don't know where the noise. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to mute everybody. Okay, let me mute everybody. Okay. I've muted everybody, so I think I would unmute whoever want to speak. So we are just going to stay for another 5-10 minutes just to properly wrap up. So that's the difference. So we partner, collaborate together because I could see what they can do to help businesses to develop, to attract investors, and to grow. That's what. Okay, I want to bring it to you guys. What we are, Renewables in Africa. It's a company, it's a virtual media platform. We raise awareness about renewables energy across the continent. More specifically, we give visibility to people in order for them to attract the lead that they want and also make the sales that they want and grow their business. This is what we do. So hopefully respond to that. So I could see Franti has another question, but like I say, guys, by the way, guys, if some of you needs to go, I fully understand. I'm just staying an additional 5-10 minutes because I want to answer some additional questions that you have about the sessions, about the offers or anything else, and then we can wrap up. Let me just unmute again, Francis, but please, Francis, make it, as I say, short so that we can move quickly because we're already out of time. So Francis, I've asked you to unmute. Can you see that? Okay, yes. Go, Francis.
Yeah, thank you very much for the second opportunity. Please, I lost my internet when I was about to finish my third question. So I don't know how the question were answered. But my last one was, how do I get started? Like be on board, and maybe is there a way of with the idea stage businesses, how we can get some grants to put our businesses and our structures in a better way to be more investor ready.
Ready. Good. Good.
And,
Okay.
lastly, you allow someone, he said he wanted to bring renewable energy into Africa. You mentioned some country, but my country was not mentioned. I want to know if you want to also be in Ghana. I would love to be a host for him in my home country.
Okay.
So if you could connect me to him.
Yeah, let me respond to that, Francis. So what GVI say is they're interested to find out more about your business, and you are free to send me an email. I will connect you to them so that you can take the next meeting and discuss with them. How do you get started? This is the reason we brought to you two offers. There's one that's basic offer with 300 euros per month, because what you need to understand, and let me be open and blunt with you, yeah. If you want to take your company forward, you got to invest into it. As simple as that. Yeah. So you're not going to get something for nothing. You're going to invest into your own company. So essentially, they give you the information you need. They bring the investor that you need, and they help you to grow. As simple as that. So there's 300 euro per month. But today, what they say, so people that attend this webinar, you know, you can, for the next 48 hours, you have 250 euro per month. So basically, it's 50 euro less. That's what you can do. Or you can go to the VIP offer, which is one-time payment of 1,500. So you have a lot more benefit, 2 additional months. That's what it is. Now, if you want to have further conversation with them because you need to understand a little bit more, not a problem. Send me an email. I'll connect you with them, and you can have a further meeting. Hopefully that responds to your question. Now, regard to the person you were saying that mentioned countries where Ghana was not mentioned, that's absolutely fine. Guys, what we also do, a benefit of what Renewable is doing, by virtue of you being in this webinar and using the chat, you can network between yourself. I'm never going to stop it, and I don't want to stop it, because it's one of the value that I think those conversations bring. So hopefully that helps. Let me just allow Oluwasola to ask questions, and I can, yeah. So lower that. Okay, Olu, you go. You want?
Thank you so much, Tony.
No problem.
So I just wanted to ask, apologies, I came late. So I wanted to ask if this video recording can be available for viewing later.
Yes, it would be available later. And by the way, that allow me to say that you can see that immediately after this one is finished, simply by going to a YouTube page. So Brian, I think Brian is here. Can you just paste just the YouTube page so that people could see, because it's already there. So we are actually broadcasting live on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook as well. So if any of those platforms, YouTube is probably the fastest. You go there, you subscribe, you will see, you can watch again. As simple as that. And please, all of you, bare minimum, you should all be subscribers of our YouTube channel, because that's where we bring a lot of insights, hopefully helpful for you guys. And this is free. So excellent. So any other question? Ari is saying thank you, Ari, for joining. You may have gone already. By the way, Francis, you were asking about the person. It's called Ari Green. So hopefully you could find him here. So yeah. So I think Brian has pasted the yeah. Is there any other final question? Otherwise, I'm just gonna wrap up. Guys, any other final question that somebody has? Raise your hand, paste that in the comment box. Otherwise, we're just gonna finish in music because we started in music. I also want to finish in music and make sure that we're good. Okay, I don't think there is any additional questions. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put up again the offer that we had today. Like I say, so there is a basic one, 300 euros a month. If you take it within the next 48 hours, it's only 250 euros a month. And there's a VIP 1,500. So like I say, if you properly see what's in it, I'm sure it's a no-brainer. As opposed to me just saying that, let me just show it so that you could see you could see that. I'm also gonna be playing some music, and after that we could all call it a day. Yeah, guys. Let me just get the music on. Okay. Okay, guys. That's it. So, thank you very much for joining the session.
you.